Walkies again. There's Chewy. There's Willow. Of course, there's me behind the camera. I put on big old boots. So quiet tonight. Viewers start popping on. You'll tell a tale or two, or go for a cruise in the car and show everybody the wonderful town of Annapolis. Right, guys? Oh, look, we got one viewer. Yeehaw! It's so nice out tonight and foggy. So nice out. And if I hadn't rammed a toenail down in, dropping something on my pinky toe, ramming the edges of the nail down through, I would have gone somewhere where they say there was kids killed up at this camp up the way, up by this old theme park that we have that closed down. They put trail systems near, but man, there's so much crazy shit that goes on there. There's all these old residence buildings and stuff, and there's kids couple kids that were doing drinking parties in this old place, I guess. Just weird things were happening. They were seeing stuff. One kid ended up, they don't even know how he died. They say he fell and snapped his neck. These were kids that used to work at this theme park up here. It's the old buildings. I don't know why they left them up. Man, it's creepy as hell. We're not there right now. I'm hoping to go there possibly tomorrow night. Just I gotta put on these great big fucking boots. Span my feet after dropping that thing on my toe. We got 5 people and 2 thumbs up. Michelle Otway said hi. I'm saying word up. And Rain Sedine said hi. I'm saying double word up. It is a fantastic evening in the along the trail here in Nova Scotia. Nice and quiet, peaceful. Plenty of bugs flying around. Fantastic place. You gotta keep moving, the bugs will eat you alive. This is close. This is beside Annapolis Royal where I am, and it's one of the oldest founded places in North America. Every single place around here you go, there was some sort of battle or some assassination. You know, the natives would have killed the French or the British or the Scottish, or there was some war. Man, a lot of ghosts and stuff to be seen, they say. I've seen some weird fleeting shadows, but I've got plans to visit some old churches that are out the way. There's all sorts of places to visit I'd like to share with people. Hersey, hi. Garrett. Got a big hand wave. High five, dog. I'm a slightly older gentleman, so I say all that 1990s rap slang shit when I talk. Plus, I don't really have a filter on my mouth, so I'll say just all sorts of weird stuff. Well, not weird stuff. You know what I'm saying. So far, I started this channel up. I've done a few live videos so far, live streams. The first live stream was kind of wacky, if you want to check that out, because I found a great big bag full of crack pipes and meth pipes and friggin' old needles and shit in it. Then when I had the police, the RCMP here in Nova Scotia, go take the bag, great big chunks of crack rock were falling out of it. There was fentanyl. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was, ew. Man, I could have made some money for the summer out of that, but geez, I think I'll pass. Ooh, look, we can peep in somebody's window tonight, guys. What do you say we go see what they're watching on TV? Ooh. My ferocious dogs, they'll go too. Oh, fuck those feet. Oh, that hurts. You'll have to sit down and talk some weird tale or something. So what's everybody like seeing in these streaming videos? I know at some point there's going to be something we're going to see other than the two dogs and me walking along. I've done probably, and this ain't a word of a lie. Oh fuck, what is it now, 2025? 2019 I had the doodad happen. Probably 2023 to now, or 2022 to now, I probably walked several thousand miles. Probably 3,000 miles. I've walked countless distances in Nova Scotia here. And I'll tell you, at about every not exactly sure about the percentage, but probably about 1% of all walks, you're going to see something that your mind's going to think, what the fuck is that, walking or flying or floating or swimming. But 1 out of every 100 walks, you're going to see something. And it's just going to be so quick you can't believe it. And when you see it, your mind is going to run a blank. It's going to, you're going to fuss out, you're going to think it's something else, and then your mind's going to all of a sudden clear and realize what it is. Now, regardless of what it is, whether it's a person ducking down, taking a dump in the woods, or a cute dog, a gremlin, goblin, come on, get out of there. Get out of there! Arr, it's just a deer. Willow! Bad dog! Over here now! Oh, for fuck's sakes. Well, come on, babies! Now! And that's my baby. You see it? She ain't fucking around. She'll boop it to death. All right. Willow, come on, baby girls. Leave them stinking old deer alone. If I go around the corner and find like a fucking dead Sasquatch or something, I'll be smiling a little more. Go on, doodle pups. Now, on some of the trails outside of town, a lot of the trails are in Nova Scotia and stuff. I don't know why specifically Nova Scotia, and a lot of Canada, but a lot of the trails are built around ancient sites. A lot of the parks are too, you'll notice. That's why people say they encounter all this weird stuff out there. Oh, gotta turn my, there. Word late at night, bugs take flight. Remember that. But yeah, a lot of the parks are in Nova Scotia and stuff in Canada. A lot of them are built on historic sites or historic areas, or are very close to them. If you want a chance at seeing something weird, here it is straight up. I'll go on these Bigfoot sites for the Maritimes and stuff and see what everybody's saying. A lot of people are seeing just sticks and shit people are piling up. And, oh my God, it's Bigfoot coming out of the fucking wilds at me. Or they'll see shadows and swear it's cloaking. No, you're not going to see that stuff usually on a public trail. You're not going to see it everywhere you walk like some people are. But I tell you, you will see something eventually in the woods. You will see stuff along public trails. What are we saying here on the thing? Bigfoot. That dog is special. It's on the spectrum. You're fucking right. It's on the full spectrum, man. Then we get skinwalker encounters. Well, back in my early 20s, the girls used to call me the skinwalker. No, just being foolish. But, yeah, if you're in parks and stuff, there's a good chance you could see something because, number one, trails are easy to walk. Number two, you've got food and stuff people throw off the side of the trail. Stuff in the garbage cans that are easy access. There's plenty of places to hide off a trail. You can't see it in the trees. So there is potential to see things off these walking trails. Like there's a guy up in Ontario, what's his name, Timber Giant Bigfoot, I think it is. And he's seen this one called the Red Giant Bigfoot. And that's a video you gotta check out. I've looked at that video 1,000 times, and I'm usually one to say it's nothing, it's a skunk or a cat or a large marmoset in the tree, whatever it is. But man, this guy's Bigfoot video is fucking awesome. Like, it shows this huge thing sitting there pounding away at these nuts or something on a rock. He goes over and looks later on, but it is just a giant, this thing is. Yeah. It's all red and stuff and all shaggy furred, weird looking. Willow! Show those creepy red eyes for the people. For the nice people at home. It's a demon. And she wants to give everybody love. That's Willow, and she is lovable. What do we go? One time I kissed a Bigfoot. Well, if you dated the same girls I did, you would have. Ugh. Be sure I got out my pistol. Ain't got a pistol, but I got 2 guns. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I kind of wander off sometimes on these walks, yelling at the dogs and stuff. But the Bigfoot things, if you can't see them in public parks, you can't see them on trails, but it's going to be rare for those encounters. And you're definitely not going to see it wandering around in a huge group, wandering around with a bunch of guns in your hands or all that shit. Finding Bigfoot, the one thing they never did, you find Bigfoot. But I've talked to, fucking bugs, but since about 2010, 2011, I've talked to dozens and dozens of people that have had run-ins with creatures and things in the woods they couldn't explain. And there's always a common list of things that everybody seems to do fucking bugs, man, that everybody seems to do before they have a encounter or some sort of experience in the woods. Yeah. Ooh, very beautiful starry sky tonight. If you can see anything. But mountain lions, bobcats, also there is black panthers in the woods, they say, in Nova Scotia. But back to the Bigfoot thing. If you want to go out into the woods, here's the best tips. And I've inadvertently did some of this shit and had some bad times. Some real bad times. And I got some weird stuff on video. But I still got to go through it. This was about 2 months ago. And I never had a cell phone on service till just after I had this experience, and it was a fucking wild experience because I tried breaking these rules and I paid the price. But okay, if you're gonna go try to attract something, number one, go alone. Come on, tubes. You're not digging up turtle eggs. Number one, you got to go alone. Number two, don't carry a gun or bow. Number three, wear something bright, a bright colored jacket or a bright colored hat. That's all you need. That's all you need for that. The next one is have on a cell phone, go to YouTube and just download an audio clip or a video of just children laughing and playing. And the last one is do some whistling. Make sure you do quite a bit of whistling. And just keep on walking. And if you do that enough times over the same area where you suspect there's something, or maybe you don't even suspect there's something, you're going to fucking come across something. Or it's going to come across you. Like these are some, after going through so many encounters, talking to people and everything, those are some of the rules that I've developed. And I've done it once out in this place, Westall Housing, I paid the price. And if I go through that, the GoPro that I have, and I hope the spot is on camera that I had it on, because it was fucking wild. I went up this trail, all these trees, about 5 or 6 trees were bent down over the trail. They were bent And they couldn't have been bent by snow load. There's no way possible that could have happened. They were bent down in the direction of the trail. Then I come across a large rock placed onto the trail. Yeah, it was a pretty wild day. Among things that day. And I got to go through the rest of the video. I come across one part of the trail and I looked into the bushes. And when I looked into the bushes, fuck, I hope I got it on camera, man. I'm hoping. I don't know why I haven't checked yet. But it's, oh wait, yeah, I got the new phone. All that shit. Had to upgrade. But on the GoPro, in this little opening in the trees, I looked in the trees and I was like, what in the fuck is, why does it look like that? The opening in the trees inside this little grove, probably about 10 feet by 10 feet, it looked gray. It looked like there was no color to any trees in there. And it looked like somebody had fiddled with the contrast on a TV or something in this space. And I aimed that GoPro at it. I had it in the back of my backpack. And there's reasons why I wasn't sticking around that day. I was on my way to go somewhere, and it was about a 5-mile walk, so to go to a cave. That had some wacky shit in it. Black flying snakes, sweet. Yeah, we're supposed to have these things called coal snakes here in Nova Scotia in the woods and around. And people don't believe it. Well, I think it was last fall, that we were driving up the road, and I said to my brother and another guy, I said, stop this fucking car right now. I said, you don't believe what's over on that. And there's a snake at the top of this little tiny thin tree and trying to grab a bird that was sitting in a nest. I seen it as we were driving by, and the idiots didn't stop. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Yeah. And that's the problem with trying to see a lot of things. If you're with other people, they'll never stop. They just, oh, you're seeing things, or you're stoned, or you're, oh, it was a shadow, or the ghost of Christmas past, or something stupid. But I looked at them. I told them, man, we should go back. And they just completely ignored what I said. We could have had that on video. But if you're going to see Bigfoots or have encounters of anything, do those things I said. Wear something with a bright color on it. Just one piece of clothing, probably a hat or just a jacket or shirt or whatever. Whistle at night, whistle in the woods, have a YouTube video with kids laughing and playing on it. Play that as well while you're walking. Don't have guns, don't have weapons. You can have a machete in a backpack. That ain't gonna freak whatever it is out there. But don't carry gun, don't carry bows. Go by yourself. If you want to take some food with you, go ahead too. I don't know what Bigfoot eats, but guaranteed if it goes to your book bag and finds a cheeseburger, it's going to be gone. Yeah. My vicious dog's smelling out mice in the bushes. Come on, Protectorella. What about gnomes? I've seen them too. Well, there's some... I don't know if I had a schizophrenic fucking vision or something. Years ago when I started doing some serious adventuring around here, going up the rivers and going up and putting some real time into it. Well, these things they weren't gnomes in the regular sense, but they're some sort of puckwudgie or some shit, somebody told me. And this was before this was probably 2009, 2010. There's a place called Bloody Creek just outside this town called Bridgetown where I live fairly close to, about 30 clicks away. And I'm walking up by this Bloody Creek one night, and I was up there looking at this thing called the French Oven, which is supposed to be a cave where artifacts were found that were put into the World Fair exhibition back in 1870, I believe. So I'm going up this river, and I've been going up there quite a lot over a period of time. You start at one point and then just walk your way up along it and come on the way back. Well, one night I'd done this and I never really had any sort of good flashlight. It was just some little dull flashlight, and I noticed these little eyes sitting on a rock beside the river, just flashing back at me, ducking down and stuff. I never thought much of it. Maybe some mink or a beaver or maybe a family of rabbits eating there. Okay, now we can hear. Can't hear the audio. Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, I was walking up this river, and this had probably been about 5th or 6th time I had been up there over the course of 2 weeks. It was late mid to late September. Holy Jesus, the bugs. Mid to late September, and I'd seen the little eyes peeping up over the rock and down, and these little chirp sounds, and something, it just off. The sound was off, like a frog trying to do chirps or a bird trying to do a croak. Well, the next time I come up there, I thought, I'll have a better flashlight, and I had managed to make it up there in the daytime anyway. Probably about 5 o'clock, because the sun hadn't really started setting or anything yet. And when I got up there, I noticed that there was an onion bag, and the onion bag had potatoes and corn and vegetables in it, like ears of corn, vegetables, carrots. There was candy bars and stuff in it in baggies, and I was sitting there thinking, is someone trying to bake the bears over here? Never thought much of it. Well, I started walking down into the little clearing, did my walk and come back, and it was just starting to get dusk. Well, I've seen those same little eyes, and it looked like these little fucking things with these round eyes, that right, silvery round eyes and a face that was kind of a round head. They had long white hair on them. They weren't really wearing anything. You see their little peckers hanging off. And they had sharpened sticks. They're only 1.5 feet tall. Maybe about that. But they were hiding them. The second they ducked down, you couldn't see shit. The hair on their backs, it was it looked like some sort of rabbit fur. Like it was gray, white, but it matched the tree bark and the foliage and stuff around the area. It matched it perfectly. And if they were standing on rocks or something, man, if they ducked down, you'd never see these fucking things. I don't take mushrooms, dude. No. Come on, Willow. We're just scamper off too. Oh, up there. Hey, there's a goblin in the shadow in the rocks. The only goblin that would be around here would be a knob goblin. And that would be over on one of these park benches some here. And that's early in the morning. And it's usually these old senior citizen dudes. The knob goblins. Yeah. Ain't no goblin in the shadow of the rocks, though. Pull out my wiener. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're getting kind of crazy now. But people who are drunk, sloppy on cocaine, I'm not drunk or sloppy on cocaine. I'm walking my dogs. Come on, Tubes. Get up here. Out of that. And it's also 1:45 in the morning here. And I do these walks because I have PTSD from 2 men trying to break my fucking skull in at the end of 2013 with a rifle, where they broke the stock of the rifle over my head. I could see into the back of my neck. You could see into my spinal column, and at the top of my head. When I finally regained consciousness, I reached up and felt the top of my head ripped apart, and I slipped my hand in under the skin of my scalp and felt my skull. Like fucking all sorts of crazy stuff I've been through. So I do these walks to try to soothe my mind, but sometimes, man, the shit just doesn't want to soothe your mind. You just, something you see. Said hi, word up. What's this about my dog's wiener? What? FO4 Red Devils. Perchance, can you show us your dog's wiener? Why, yes, but I would have to remove it from my mouth first. Don't you understand how things work, my man? Oh, we got an animal in the bushes here. Can you see the deer? Come on, camera. Here we are, guys. Look at that. Oh, dear. He's looking right at us. He's going to munch us down. Fucking camera. But yeah. Show us my dog's wiener. Well, you know the answer to that. Come across any dead bodies or paranormal activity? No dead bodies. There's always some sort of strange activity. Oop. Show us the deer's wiener. Well, I could, but it's in my bum. You know, and the camera doesn't work back that way. My arm doesn't stretch. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yes, so what do we got here? Freedom of speech. Just watch what you say. That says, Perchance could I soothe your mind and body? I would have to tax that with a carbon tax. Do I have a gun on you? I have two guns. One in my left arm, one is my right arm. In the cannon, that's down my pants. It's called my ass when I fart. But let's see, what paranormal activity. Well, I was up in the fortress of Louisbourg in Cape Breton, and we were actually doing this ghost hunting group, and I didn't believe really in any of that shit that they were doing. I thought a bunch of fucking idiots and their ghosty woasties and all this and that. People seeing shadows after they've been popping their Adderall and painkillers by the handful. Can you say the word? N-word. The N-word. I just said the N-word. See? But I was up in Cape Breton at the time. And I went to look in this, I just looked in this window. I was walking around at dark because I had full access to the whole place, and everybody else was in one section, and I was way down in another part, down by the waterfront. So there was this tunnel, and I went to look at the tunnel. And when I went to look inside the tunnel, all the doors were locked. Well, I'd walked about 10 feet past after seeing something in the shadows moving up by the lime kiln that's up there in the dark using an IR camera. And I come back and I'm like, well, what in the... Something had unlocked the door that led into the tunnel that I was looking into. And that door was one of those old fortress doors. And I had tried opening it because, man, I wanted to get in there so fucking bad and see what was in there. And there was absolutely no one there. There was no moon, there was no light that night. Slow down, Chewy. There was no light, there was no moon, there was nobody there. I would have seen him because I had the IR camera standing there, and I was looking around with my other IR camera that I was using. I had access to a bunch of shit. Just reading the comments. Come on, stop rolling around like you're trying to do stunts. Let's go, Walkies. And yeah, that great big door opened up by itself. And it had been locked. There was no way really to unlock it. You had to have a great big master key to unlock it. And that master key was the size of your forearm. And yeah, that was creepy as fuck. That was weird. And it was all these shadows going in and out of the bushes up there. And then I seen that. And I was like, well, there's this bench right there. I was probably about that far away from this door. And I was just facing the other direction. And then when I turned around, it was open. There was no way for it to have opened. Say the N-word. Nah, I'll pass. And the door was opened, and I had gone back to ask the park people if anybody had been down there. No, everybody at that park was there on the spot where they were doing this ghost hunt. So I had wandered off, and when that happened, man, people were shitting themselves. And I didn't believe too much in anything happening, and that had happened. That was pretty fucked up stuff. Horrible masonry. Janice Two-Face. What do we got here? Jakin and Boaz, Mercy and Judgment. There's some crazy comments, but fuck yeah, man. But yeah, I seen that ghost. And around Annapolis, you see stuff and you just think it's fog. But there's another time I was sitting here with a bunch from Quebec, and we seen something going through the fog. It looked like soldiers in the old red British uniforms walking. They didn't have a lower half of the body. And it looked like that. We didn't know if we were seeing marsh gases or what, but Jesus Christ. And that was just over by, before the dog park was put in. It was just walking trail down there in the parking lot, and people will sleep in the parking lot down there. Like take their cars or their camper trailers and park down there overnight. Like this town, check out Annapolis Royal. Look how old this town is. This fucking town was, yeah. This town is ancient. There's places around here where there was battles, and the bodies were just buried on the spot, just plowed into a field or whatever. And years and years ago, myself and my older brother were walking through, looking around, just farting around, going through the woods, looking for, I don't know what the hell we were looking for at the time. But this guy, he had a tractor, and he was digging up part of his field. And well, he had dug it up, but he was putting the soil back on it. And we asked why he was putting the soil back on it. He said, why the fuck? He said, I dug down about 4 or 5 feet to start putting some apple trees down in. And the next thing you know, he said, I started hauling up skeletons out of the fucking ground. And he goes, now, if any official had caught whiff of skeletons in the ground, his land would have been yanked from him by the government. So nobody said anything. But it was pretty wild. And we had missed it by probably an hour or so. Oh, I wish I'd seen that. Then another time, a guy was down on the waterfront down by what we call Fort Anne, the old fortress down here, and they found a skeleton coming up out of the mud from one of the battles, probably 200 or 300 years ago. And there's just all sorts of stuff like that around here. Like, it's not a very populated place where I live in western Nova Scotia, Annapolis Valley. And the mountain range is actually part of the Appalachian mountain range. Yeehaw. Oh. Look, my dogs are eating. And how is everybody else doing tonight? Seeing ghosts, anybody? See, I got 7 people on here. Fuck, I had a lot more a few minutes ago. They don't love me anymore. Oh yeah, they knew who the guys were that assaulted me, but the guys, one of them was a persistent criminal, and he was looking at a minimum of 5 years. So he traded evidence with the Crown Attorney and with the judge. Not evidence, but fucking ratted people out. And they got off scot-free. I tell you, I sat there and I fucking cried when the prosecutor came in and told me that. Told me what was going to happen, that they were getting off scot-free, that the judge was going to claim it was an overreaction and let them off. I didn't know what to do, man. My whole world just fucking crushed. Just fucking like, what the fuck? Then I had another guy, a gun expert. He was in there and he was pissed off because they denied everything that the fucking expert had said. And he told me straight out, said that they were going to throw the case, let the guy off, and because he traded information. There was 2 guys that assaulted me. Couple fucking butt fucking rats. Hey, Tubes. Oh my god, it's a ghost. Yeah, but this is Nova Scotia. That court case was used as a, what the fuck do they call it, a precedent to throw out other court cases of home defense and personal defense. 2 guys tried to bash, the back of my head was the first wound that was opened. And these 2 pieces of shit, they did it with a rifle stock. It's, the shape is still in the back of my head, the scar is, when they did it. Fucking, and they hit, that's the first place they hit, and I fought back. I was pounding the fucking piss out of them, and then one of them got me in the back of the head, and then on the top of the head, and I fell to the ground, and that was that. Then they just started fucking going over me like a, I'm a big man. I'm 6 feet tall, 220 fucking pounds. And it's not fat. Although I do have kind of a tummy on me because I'm 46 years old, but that's to be expected. And I'm just as in shape as most other people, except for bad feet. Yeah, fucking. So nice right here, though. Nice and quiet. What you saying, Jibboos? Saying, Willow? I'm just checking my pockets for a treat, see if I have anything tasty here. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm always doing cardio. I'm always out walking. Like, I wasn't even going to walk tonight because I hurt my toe. I dropped something heavy on the fucking thing. Pushed the edges of the nail down into the meat of my toe. Fucking ouchies. Yeah. My favorite cardio and stuff I will be sharing in the future is some of the adventures I do with my brother and these guys. And some of the adventures, well, a lot of this stuff is old research that I had, and because of whatever health reason, I couldn't make it to it. So these guys took it over and did some wonderful job. A wonderful job. Let's just leave it at that. They found a very wonderful thing. I can't disclose where it is, but if you can find anywhere it's at, it's called the Mysterious Coast. It's a program they put together for Eastlink using this research of mine. I try to stay out of it because I don't give a fuck for that shit. No, I don't. I never really count my steps, but I know the distance that I walk. I go by distance mostly. Like, come on, Chubu. Come on, bud. Yeah, I never use that feature on phones. Where you going, Willow? This way. Like tonight, this is just about a mile that I walked tonight, and that's, well, my feet, my left foot. Like I said, where I jammed that fucking box on that toenail, making Daddy cry. Yeah. Oh, look, who's it that wanted to see a dog's wiener tonight? There we go. Dogs, wieners, and Bigfoot talks, and all that great stuff. But yeah, I go to these places with my friends, and my brother, he's the guy that does the show, and fucking, I take them to places and they see some stuff. I've told them what to do for an encounter, but they're too chicken shit to go do it, and that's the problem. I said, you gotta go to the place, like they know exactly where to go and exactly what to do, but they won't do it. And it's kind of funny. I sent other people to other places and they've had encounters. That bloody creek, I told one guy to go back there years ago and he did. The fuck, man, you never told me those things are there. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Pepper spray or a taser gun. I carry a laser pointer and I also have what they call a Magnum kukri machete that I've been carrying around for about 15 years now. And I swing that thing. There's nothing much going to come out of that if it comes at me. Yeah. I'm a big fucking man. Hey, Chewy. Quiet. The skies are clouded back up. Can't see nothing float through them. Come on, Budskers. Enough of this snuffling. Jesus. If you smell every fart on the trail, we'll be here all night. Come on, bud. Let's go. Walkies, you monster. Look at him. Isn't that vicious, the way he's attacking me? Come on. At least we get some demon eyes right there to scare people. Yeah, they're always sniffing this trail. He's part hound dog and part chocolate lab, and that's all he does is sniff. And she likes just coming up to a spot and just sitting there waiting and staring from the dark. She's half boxer, half German shepherd. She loves protecting her daddy. Him, on the other hand, he does too. Yeah, it's just a nice quiet night tonight. Nothing much going on here. Hopefully soon I can get to some of the good places. You see some of the weird shit. Or some of the nice places, the scenery or something. You never know what you'll see around here. I want to get back in the woods and see if I can't see something again back there. Have some more encounters with something and maybe get it on camera. Yeah, dogs are more loyal than people. You get that right. I've got tales of shitty people. People so shitty you're gonna wipe your fucking ass after you hear the stories about them. You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. Tall black man with white eyes. Well, I've seen big, tall black man with fucking the whites of his eyes all yellow from smoking crack. That's what I seen once. It was crazy. He looked like shark eyes. Like they just look right through you, old crackheads. But it's somebody I grew up with, so he was pretty nice to me. Kind of strange shit. I'm always nice to the people I meet. Try to anyway. But some people, they just don't want to be nice in life. They just want to be fucking rude, condescending, or belittling, or controlling, or just a package of the whole 5, 10 things that I just said. Yeah. I do deliveries, and some of the times I hit these doors on these deliveries. Jesus Christ, you'd think some of the people are from straight out from a Stephen King novel of craziness. And that's the worst thing about it. Yeah. And it's never the people you're delivering pizza to. It's always someone that's scumming around them somewheres in the area. We're seeing here. Guess he came crawling back. Hell yeah, man. Preach it, brother, preach it. I currently have the most disgusting story of revenge known to man. I know the story. For Chewy. And one of these days, if I ever get enough subscribers and enough whatever on this, maybe I'll tell that story, but that's one I won't fucking tell right now. It is brutal. Yeah. You think you've heard stories before? Well, I can't tell that story now. This would probably get me barred from fucking YouTube for the rest of my life. It's the nastiest revenge story you'll ever fucking hear. That's all I'm going to tell you. And at some point I will tell it, but just not right now. Just trying to think of some other fun stories to tell you guys about. Something ridiculous or something cool. What other stuff we got here in Nova Scotia? Huh. Holy guacamole. What do we got in Nova Scotia? We got a problem with kids vanishing. That's the fucking problem we got in Nova Scotia. People vanishing and never being found again. And that's the creepiest fucking shit right there. Come on, get out of there. You can't catch a duck at nighttime. You are going quackers if you think you can do that. Where am I walking? Well, there's walking trails just outside of Annapolis Royal. It's called the French Basin Trail. And that's where I'm walking. Well, I've seen some weird stuff out there. Haven't come across a wallet yet or any money. Yeah. Be nice to come across a big fucking bag of cash or something. Oh my god. I'm not rich, but I'd like to be. That's why like, share, and subscribe, and blah, 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 and all the rest of that crap. But I do need more subscribers to get this videos out a bit more and whatever else. Do some better streaming. These first videos are just to break myself in and get used to all this stuff. It's a headlamp that I have. If I watch when I turn the white light on. Whoops, my smoke showed up in the red. Turn the spotlight on. Just watch the amount of bugs come at me in the red light, or with the white light. It'll look like there's a straight up invasion. If you ever seen that movie Pitch Black, Vin Diesel in it years ago. You're going to think that's what it is floating around me here in about 5 minutes. Yeah, Kool-Aid. Purple drink is the best. Spotlight is best. Yeah, I like the spotlight. But the area light's fucking pretty sweet if you need to light something up. Bigfoot for the disappearing. I don't know, but I've seen way too many people in these Bigfoot groups with their foolishness. Everybody trying to sell a trip to a Bigfoot hunt, right? I'll tell it like it is. Yeah. I'm blunt. I can be kind of rude about shit, but I really don't care. That's the best thing about life. Big dents in the side of my head and fucking away I go with all these crazy tales. And I don't have a filter for what I say. Yes, I have. Come on, bugs, you're making me a liar. Sons of bitches. Oh. But yeah, when you're watching these Bigfoot channels and Bigfoot TV shows and hello. Come on. Bigfoot shows and all the rest of it. It's the one thing you're not going to see in these Bigfoot encounter videos and TV shows. You're not going to see them seeing anything. They might see some broken trees that something happened or something legitimate, but you're not going to see it in a great big group. You're not going to see like these people in the Bigfoot Canada group. Oh my God. If you want to hear some griping and groaning, I'm a pro level at that. Devil worshippers or anything else weird in the forest. Well, I've seen some weird places in the forest. I'm going to take you there probably within the next few days. It's weird, something real weird they built in the forest. Out off these skidoo trails. Fucking, here's the spider that's sat down beside her. And it's trying to get my curds in the way. But, come on, get back here. It is right on that. Why do you think Bigfoot disappeared? Oh, Bigfoot didn't fucking disappear. They're still here. They just hide. And they were probably, if anything, the Bigfoot creatures. Now, here's another interesting tidbit. The forestry companies, like the pulp and paper companies, we have one called Bowater Mersey here in Nova Scotia. Well, they shut down a lot of their operations, and we used to speak to a logger. Well, to a lot of loggers, me and my stepfather used to. Well, the guy's name eludes me at the moment, but this one guy told us, he said, well, these tales that you hear from these loggers and stuff, and from the pulp and paper companies, is that they sign a contract. And the contract states that they have to abide by these rules of whatever. And the rules state that if they get attacked by anything, they have to abide by telling people it was either a bear or a tree fell on them. So the company would keep its insurance. Because the fucking, out in the woods, they would see these things peeping out from the trees behind them, throwing sticks and tree or shit. They'd come back, find their equipment all busted up. But they didn't tell it to the public because they didn't want to have because these companies would lose their land to some government fucking thing, save the hominids. They'd lose their insurance and everything else. But if you talk to the old loggers and you can convince them that you're not going to laugh in their face or anything like that, they will tell you this stuff. They will tell it flat out. They say that, bear attacks and stuff, and these guys are gripping fucking chunks ripped off their legs. Like, it's really, really retarded. Let's see. Yeah. Really. The people where I live. Oh, the forestry officers have to. It's all to do with insurance and fucking, well, basically insurance. Willowbirds, come on. Like whistling, but I gotta. But yeah, they do it all because of insurance and for whatever reason, to save industry and make sure it doesn't collapse. For some, like those owls that were found out west and they shut down the forestry industry in some state. I've seen you on survival videos. Don't think I've seen any survival videos. No. I'm in survival videos, well. That's new to me, brother. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, forestry workers of all kinds, forestry officers. I know a few that are in the Department of Natural Resources. Some that have retired and told me some things. Like down on the edge of Queens County in Nova Scotia here. He didn't tell me the exact location, but he said it was down along the border. There was a woman that had a farm. And she had a couple cows, 5, 6 cows. She'd grow some to sell for the meat. She had one or two for milk. Well, come out. Come on, Willow. Walkies, come on. Now. Oh, there she is. Normally I have a harness on her that reflects. Emerson section. Word up, pip dog. But, this fucking woman. Well, what had happened is she had her cows out in the field. It was probably springtime, early summer, and she'd come home and found one of her cows torn apart. Found the neck snapped on it, found the guts ripped out of it, found a bunch of stuff, meat taken and eaten, and just a mess. But it wasn't coyotes and it wasn't wolves. Whatever had done it had left some pretty large footprints. Well, the guy from Natural Resources looked at me and said that they went down there. They had someone wait in the bushes for about a week and a half for it. With I don't know what size rifle he said, but it was a damn big fucking rifle that they had him sitting in there with. And he basically sniped this thing in the head. Put 2 in the head, 1 in the heart. They dug a hole with a machine, poured a bunch of diesel gasoline on it, and burned the fucking thing. I'd like to find out where it is, because I bet you the bones are still there. But to dig up that information or find out who, man, oh man. Marley 2 G's. What's 2 G's? Like 2 grams? That's what I'm talking about. But friggin', yeah, the guy told me out and out, it was him and another guy. They're setting up the bear trap out back in my yard to catch these bears that were getting in the garbage all the time. Ripping fucking black bears. And when they told me that, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if they're yanking my leg or what. But the story was just so instantaneous and out there. It was like, man, are you serious? Yeah, dog, word up. Come on, dogs. Dog park, look at this. I'm not going to sit down for a minute and take my smokable asthma medication. Where's Willow? Right there. There's Superstar Chewy. Ta-da. What's up, Rico or Rigo? Come on, you boos. Get in here. Come on. Scandalous. Look at this, making me walk 4 feet. Can you believe this? Come on. Let's go, bud. Come on. What ambulance driving by, doing their routine. In. That's Chewy. But I call him Chucifer sometimes because he doesn't listen. Go on. He's 9 years old. He's a good boy, but sometimes he just gets stuck in his own way. Go on. Get in there. Get in there. I'll keep her from jumping on you. But sometimes he just gets grouchy. He's like, fuck this bitch. She's going to jump on me. Go on. There's Snuffler. Get in there. Go on. First thing pops up on YouTube. Sweet. Well, these walks are going to be getting a hell of a lot better here as time goes by. Like I said, in April I had some weird fucking experience out in the woods. And that I've never had a working cell phone. I never had a need to have one. I'd just taken my wife's phone, or I had one that ran off Wi-Fi, and I just used for Wi-Fi and watch videos, porn, and everything else on. But I had the experience so fucking bad that I had to actually get a working cell phone. Just the park rangers seen some wild stuff. You're fucking right to have. Man, the stuff I'd like to know what they see down in this park called Ketchimpujik, where the natives used to live. They had all these tales about fairies and goblins, and man, they had some pretty wild tales and shit. Ooh. Pretty wild tales. Wow, look at those clove cigarettes. They are for lung health, I swear. Not sure what the father's saying in Spanish. Oh, so Rigos from Costa Rica. You guys have that chupacabra lizard thing down there. That's fucking wild, man. I've read about that and seen the TV specials and stuff. It's kind of strange how they turned that crazy lizard government fucking experiment creature, how that all of a sudden turned into a hairless dog. Now that's a crock of shit. I'm not quite sure what the Spanish stuff says here. What do I get? Fuck, I don't know how I can translate it. Yeah. Hummer. Whew, there we go. Go, doggos. Attack. See, now there's the bugs flying around now. I had to turn that light. Yeah, I've never been into the States myself. I'm a streamer now. Yeah, streaming's fun. Tim Hortons or Starbucks? Oh, I'd rather drink my dog's piss. Tim Hortons sold their good. I like this fucking medical thing up here. But Tim Hortons sold their recipe off to McDonald's in Canada. Now their coffee, Tim Hortons, got this shit. And the people that got working at Tim Hortons, usually now you can't understand anything they're fucking saying, and they're gross. It's fucking gross. Starbucks is just pretentious. I ain't going in there and having some fucking multicolor-haired hag queen tell me I gotta fucking have pronouns and all the rest of it. Man, I'd have a stroke on the spot. I don't believe in any of that stuff, right? You gotta respect my pronouns. Well, you gotta respect my fucking... You gotta respect my freedom of expression, motherfucker. We're gonna see the bugs leave here in a second. Look, ghosts, guys. Oh yeah, I'll rage about anything. Complain about it, talk good about it. But I usually enjoy talking fun about things. Yeah, I usually rage when it comes to that old coffee, though. I don't drink that horse piss no more. Oof. I go to Walmart, I'll buy a bottle of that fucking caffeine tablets. One caffeine tablet is equal to one coffee. And that way I can have my caffeine tablet. I get my caffeine, but then I could drink whatever the fuck else I want. It doesn't have to be coffee from some thing that somebody probably farted in the cup before they passed it to me. Word. Oh yeah, kids are... Well, the free health insurance benefits, it's kind of shitty here. Like the Canadian government right now, we're being run by communist fucking idiots. And they're gutting all of our medical system. It's getting bad to try to get anything. Thank you for explaining that to me. There we go. But yeah, my kids are in school and stuff, and the education, but a lot of it's just indoctrination garbage. They scuttled a lot of the good courses. Well, I'm just going to button my shirt up so I don't get flies nibbling my tits here. But yeah, they scuttled a lot of the educational system, a lot of the history lessons, and it's basically stuff you need to work in a factory now. If you want your kid to go the extra mile in Canada, you've got to teach yourself, get them interested in stuff. From L.A., home of the body bag, like I used to say in the old rap music. That must be quite different down there. You get all those fires and all the fucking crazy homeless shit, and that fucking mayor you got. Man, that mayor you got's 3 fucking sheets to the wind. That woman. Oh my God. In California, fucking old gruesome Newsom. Ugh. Gavin Newsom would probably set up a fucking glory hole booth in a public park and blow whoever's going through if he figured that he'd get a vote from them. Love Americans. Fucking great people, man. Awesome people Americans are. Yeah. Different than Canadians, and that's what makes them fucking great. But man, you guys get some fucking shitty leaders at times. I'll tell you right now, I do like Donald Trump, although he does do some stupid shit. Say some stupid shit. Yeah. Ouch. But Canada, we just got 10 years of that idiot Justin Trudeau. Basically a fucking rapist and pedophile. Orange man good. I love Trump, man. All that stuff he says, that's on the international stage, that's hilarious. But Canada's leaders are monsters. They're taking every single social program in Canada. They're getting all the money out of it. Like our infrastructure, like roads, schools, the healthcare system. They're just taking everything out of it and sending it over to Ukraine or whatever fucking carbon tax foreign interest. And then they put it in their own pockets. That's the thing. It's the same thing as what that Doge found in the States. A lot of people here in Canada look at Elon Musk and look at Donald Trump, and man, we only fucking dream of having something like that here now. Our leaders are pieces of shit. They want all gas-powered vehicles off the road by like 2035. That can't happen. The price of gas, a gallon is like 4 liters or something like that. Well, fuck, if we were to pay that, it'd be like $6 or $7 a gallon for gas we pay here. It's insane. It's just fucking crazy what we got to pay in Canada. Now they're trying to make it so you have to have a license to operate a fucking wood burning, like just complete stupid World Economic Forum shit like that. Yeah. Oh no, these Canadian government officials are selling off the country's resources and everything, and then taking the money and putting it in their own pockets. Hiring up their family members and whoever else, or just making fake companies and taking the money. But ready for aliens or robots? It'll be aliens. Definitely be fucking guaranteed it's going to be aliens. But first you're going to see probably the Democrats down in the States have some sort of a surgically altered fucking children come crawling out of some device that the government made owns. Yeah. That's what you're going to probably see here in a few years. Look, spiders everywhere. Creepy. Still get a gun at Walmart. I don't know. We used to be able to at Canadian Tire. But aliens, some of the friggin' people you see on a daily basis, man, they look like aliens. Yeah. There's stuff in the skies too, man. There's all sorts of stuff in the skies. Weird stuff. What they're showing in the States, what they're showing from New Jersey and other areas around the eastern seaboard around Christmas time, I don't know if we can now. Yeah, some of those were cover-ups for stuff. Some of it was to push an agenda for anti-drone laws and surveillance laws and stuff. But I think that some of those UFOs were actual real UFOs that were in the site. I think that someone else, the government down there, flew all that other shit in with it so the actual UFOs wouldn't be recognized for what they were. Like, come on, has anybody ever seen a human being have a translucent fucking floating sphere with a black square in it? Come on, that's what they had said all over the place on the news. There's those things, there's other weird stuff. And fucking fly up my nose, gross. Ugh, snorting bugs. Back in 2010 we could have, but the liberals have taken our guns away. Liberals have fucking removed a lot of our rights here. Hi, Benjamin Gregorio. I hope you're having an awesome evening, dude. Oh, Area 51's full of that? Oh, man. There's an old rumor around here. There's these, it's called the Bridgetown hippie houses, and they're these old houses that were made back in the late 60s, early 70s. Not exactly sure when, made by, quote, people that were fleeing the war. Well, there was a story around that these guys that had supposedly fled the war, that they were actually CIA operatives that were here to dig a bunker in the North Mountain of the Annapolis Valley because it's stable geology and basalt. That's something I'd like to find. They say that the entrance is in one of these protected land places. So Area 51 full of... Oh, yeah. Has you guys seen the Bob Lazar videos on his encounters? Space Lagoon. Lava. The ground is lava. My dog is on fire. You guys go run and play, silly creatures. Daniel Sportslights, word. Have I ever seen... Yeah, I've seen plenty of UFOs. That's nothing new. If you're in Nova Scotia, you see them quite often, and that's not a joke. Seen things looking like rockets going up in the sky, racing each other one time. Standing there, me and my older brother taking a leak one day, and we looked up at the sky like, what the fuck? It was at night. UFO watch? Oh, yeah. I want to figure out how they summon those UFOs that they always talk about, and not Stephen Greer's CE5. I want to find out how they really do it. If they use some sort of technology or laser pointer or some sort of chant or something, or if you got to think some weird thing, man, I'd love to see all this stuff. And if there's one thing I'm not going to do if I see something interesting while I'm doing these live streams, if I see something interesting, I'm walking towards it. I am not walking away from it, not turning the camera off. I'm not fucking shitting myself in fear. I'm going to pull my machete out, pull my club out, whatever I got across if I got to, and I'm going to keep on recording, baby. Yeah, meditation, you never know. Black guy behind me. Nope, just a tree. But you never know. It ain't going to be a black guy in Nova Scotia behind me. They're all home right now, watching their TVs. It'd be some fucking hillbilly redneck who's on a bunch of SSRI pills that would be behind me. Well, yeah, you never know. They're winter sleepers. There's all sorts of ways to do stuff. Like I was mentioning earlier, I had some made a list of stuff to do if you're in the woods and stuff and you want to try and have an encounter with something. But yeah, they say that thought control controls the guidance system of those UFOs. So maybe there is something to that. Yeah. Maybe my dogs could summon up a UFO. Arrgh. Oh my god. Mosquito bit right in my temple. Jesus. Come on, camera. Jesus Christ, flashlight. There we go. You vicious that is. Oh my god, guys. Vicious. Oh man, humans have I bet you humans have a bunch of powers and abilities that that the government keeps pushed down through shitty diet and a bunch of vaccines and fucking everything else. I'd almost guarantee it. Like there's more stuff in this world than humanity is led to believe, because we wouldn't need the government and all this authority if people knew what was real and what wasn't. And that's the bottom line. There's everything, just about everything in myth, everything in legend, to do with everything, there's some form of reality to it. It might just be 1% of its truth. It might be 10% of it. But something is always based on something. No one's going to sit there and go across a grand journey. Here we go. Oh my god, she scared herself. But no one's going to go on a grand journey and explore something and then, you know what I mean? Fucking kind of lost my train of thought with that park. But yeah, everything is based in something. All the everything. I think dinosaurs still lived. Some dinosaurs and stuff still lived probably up until the 1900s. There's probably stuff still living out in the woods now. Oh, she barked and scared the piss out of herself. Those bugs now. Willow, what are you looking at? Look at the boulder through the fence. Jesus, the bugs. She's watching something over there. Go check it out, woo. Go on. Yeah, all the old tales and stuff are always based in fact. And the stuff from natives, native legends, native lore, man, if anybody looks at them and laughs about native legends and native lore from the Native Americans or the Native Canadians and tells them they're a liar, the person thinking they're a liar is a fucking moron. If an Indigenous person decides to share those experiences or tales with you, or decides to confide in you any of that stuff, you better take it fucking seriously. The street light guys, don't worry. You better take it seriously. Like, yeah, skinwalkers. Yeah. What's your thoughts on working for someone? Well, everybody's got to have a job. You got to have a job doing something, my man. To get through life, you do have to have that money. That Skrilla dog. See bright light at night, buggies to light. Then we turn over to red. No, the natives wouldn't. My grandmother was part Maliseet native. And even she'd sit there and tell some weird stories. Like the old gypsum boats that used to come in, they'd sail down to Australia and stuff, and then they'd come back to Canada, and the sailors would bring kangaroos and shit with them, and all these wombats or whatever else they bring with them on the boats. And they would then these animals would escape into the woods, or they'd just release them, and because they didn't know what to feed them, and people would see these animals and call them fucking monsters or whatever. That used to happen quite often along what they call the Knoll Shore here in Nova Scotia. That happened quite a few times. Things like giant anacondas and stuff like that would creep on the boats after they'd have a meal of rats or whatever, and then they'd sleep and they'd release. There's trains as well. They had a train wreck near a place called Bear River, in between Bear River and Digby, Nova Scotia, and a bunch of animals got loose from it. Small monkeys. Well, those small monkeys are able to live in the wintertime because they're from those areas, and I have several pictures of these small monkeys at what they call a bait barrel, a barrel full of food for bears, trying to reach his hand into it. And the guy runs, it's a friend of mine from high school. He runs a bear hunting business. And he caught it. He didn't know what to think. He goes, man, it's fucking monkeys. And this guy would know what he's seeing. It wasn't anything else. I'll show the pictures on my internet somewheres here. My internet, as an old man would say. But there you can see a little curled tail on it. But also people used, the other theory on that one and stuff that did happen, if people say they see little monkeys in the woods, if anyone remembers the old comic books, where you could go into the back pages and they'd have those order forms, order yourself a paper army tanker, a paper submarine, or, well, at the time they also sold those little monkeys, and those little monkeys were able to live in the colder climates of North America. They lived in the snow. And a lot of these people, if they get the monkey or they get two or three of them, they'd let them go and they'd mate in the tree, or they'd mate out in the woods, and sometimes they'd survive and sometimes they wouldn't. But you'll see a lot of those videos online currently. You'll see them called, oh, look, a baby Sasquatch in a tree, and it's not. It's these little, I can't remember if it's capuchin monkey or something like that, that were released into the wild. Like kids would order them through the mail, and when they got home, the parents would tell them, get rid of the fucking thing. Away they'd go. Yeah. And you'll see these, sometimes you'll see in older videos, and sometimes you'll see them in newer videos. They call it a Sasquatch baby. There's no Bigfoot around, but you'll see the little thing up in a tree running around and climbing and stuff. And they're a lot stronger than what people think. A lot stronger. Those things could take your hand and probably fucking rip your hand apart if it grabbed your fingers. Yeah, the mail order monkeys. There was all sorts of weird shit. They never used to have restrictions on bringing animals and stuff into the country like they do now. That's where those stuff come from. And occasionally you'd have a circus go through, and the old trope of a circus train, the doors open and stuff escape. That's happened on several occasions. That's happened quite a few occasions. If you can find the old newspapers and stuff, if they have them digitized or searchable databases, sometimes you'll be pretty surprised at what happens, and probably happen in your guys' own areas yourself. Right, Chewy? Not the sea monkeys. You got to look at the old comics and you'll see what I mean. It's an actual small monkey that you could buy. I don't know how to put an image on the screen or anything, but I would if I could. But they used to sell little monkeys like squirrel. Was it a squirrel monkey? I think that's the kind of monkeys that they sold. But there, Willis Williams, take a look. Seriously, they actually did sell monkeys in the back of comic books. It was pretty fucking wild. I know about the brine shrimp. Those were the... Oh, they'd have them all gutsied up to look like little people living in the water. Look, swimming royalty. You better look again there, Mr. Williams. It's there. Trust me on that one. I've seen enough of the comics in my day. My grandmother's attic back in the 1980s, 1982, 1983, we'd open up the comic books and see them in it. I always wanted to try to order those things, but alas, 10 years too late. Yeah. There's videos as well on YouTube that show it, that tell the same sort of stories about those monkeys for order. It's all there. Yeah. Don't feed people shit, because fucking feeding them something good and fucking awesome's even better. Yeah. And it's like the, if anybody else remembers that old friggin', that picture of the Thunderbird. If you guys remember that one where it shows that great big black bird up against a barn. Well, the original picture in that comes from a book that was printed in, it was about circus freaks and circus sideshow people. And it had I can't remember the name of it, it'll come to me, but it had like the people from Barnum and Bailey, the three-legged things, or three-legged people. And that book actually had the original copy of that picture in it. But I can't remember the friggin' name of it right now. It'll come to me eventually. Is there any gold mining or precious? Yes, there is gold mining and tons of precious metals in Canada. Tons and tons and tons and tons. Nova Scotia part is actually separated from the northwest coast of Africa, where the gold and stuff was. When the first settlers came here, the first explorers and settlers, they were able to go to this place we call the South Shore, around Halifax in the city, Gold River and stuff, and they would pick pieces of gold up off the ground. There was so much of it, and the natives never give a crap for it. They said it was just laying everywhere. But Nova Scotia had as much, if not more, gold removed from it than the whole of the gold rush over in the Yukon. Guaranteed fact. And that's pretty crazy. You'd never think of it. But nowadays we have the government, the last government that was here sold a lot of our mineral rights to China. See, you'll go, you'll come across these huge dams out in the middle of the woods. And you'll come across camps of Chinese people, and fucking, they got a gun or something hidden over there behind some branch or tree or something. Because, man, they do not look happy when they see you. And they just fucking tear everything up. And then we got Halliburton and, what's that? Another one began with a P. Fucking setting up nuclear or some sort of weapons chemical grade factories up here. And they put a stop to that real fast. Oh, what was that? Began with a P. Paladin or some shit like that. And yeah, they had a bunch of equipment for creating some sort of chemical weapon warfare. Fucking insane. Right, pups. Like, what I'm gonna have to do with some of these pictures is I'm gonna start uploading pictures of some of the stuff that I'm talking about to the I don't know how you do it. Just upload the pictures to the YouTube, so you guys can scroll through them and get a good look at some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Yeah, something looking at me out there. Oh, there probably is. There's raccoons over there. It's raccoons. A couple nights ago, there's a bobcat on the trail. About a week and a half ago, there was a friggin' mountain lion, small one, on the trail. Tore apart one of the bird boxes and ate the birds out of it. You still see part of the bird back there, the feet on the ground. I should have got a picture of it. It's kind of nasty. Something looking at me. No. You got to have the correct vernacular off the TV show. There's something on the hill. Oh, trust me, there's nothing hiding out of my lights. But there's raccoons over there, probably deer in the bush. Scary. No problem, my friend, no problem. That's the thing. About helping people learn new stuff, right? If you don't know something, the only way to know it is for somebody to mention it or to learn it. But thank you for that, my friend. Thank you. Any earthquakes or natural disasters? Off and on we have flooding here, or we'll get a hurricane winds coming up from the States, from the eastern seaboard, off and on. That'll rip apart the trees. But yeah, usually we're pretty stable here in Nova Scotia. Yeah. Well, that squirrel monkey thing, that's pretty wild, isn't it? It makes you think just what else they might have pumped out in a comic book that you never got to see. Like, fuck, maybe in some comic book there's probably, here's some Cthulhu eggs, or look, we've got the last of this rare 10-foot bat species that drinks human blood. That kind of shit. You just never know what's out there. Lots of weird stuff out in the world. My best advice on seeing the stuff out in the world is you got to get outside. You have to get outside, get out into the wilderness, be alone when doing it, and have your head looking at the sky, have your eyes looking into the trees, have your head on a fucking 360 swivel is what you need. And just eventually wait, be patient, because eventually you will see something that you can't explain. Rattlesnakes? We're too far north for rattlesnakes. Yeah. Political snakes we have, but no rattlesnakes. Yeah, it is wild. The comic book things. Ouch, Jesus. I think I had a bug almost bit my bird. Yeah, if I seen any snake eggs around here, I'd crush the damn things. I hate snakes. We got these little garter snakes in the government and the websites. Oh, they're harmless. They don't attack people or go after people. Why the fuck we had long? And the thing was jumping up at me and my dog and jumping up at my wife and my kids. Like, man, it was crazy. It was like a Pokemon. Maybe it was. I should have caught it. Jesus, I'm a shitty pair. Yeah, it's quiet tonight in the old town. Maybe in a sec here I'll go hop in the car and I'll do a live stream of driving down through the town I live so you can see how giant the town is. Yeah, definitely look at the old books, that particular ad. And if you got any old books with the any old hardcover or softcover, like actual books, take a look around for that one. It has to do with human oddities, like the three-legged people, the Siamese twins, Chang and Ang, fucking Wolf Girl, all that stuff. And if you could find that book, it's in black and white. It was printed, man, 80, 90, 100 years ago. It's actually got the original picture of that, whatever it is, the blackbird up against the barn, the mutant giant bird that everybody was looking for. If they always say, oh, this picture's fake. The original picture's in that book. And what it is, it's a bunch of gauchos, and they're standing there, and they have some sort of a giant, I can't remember what the bird was, but man, it was fucking huge. They had it up, and it was resting on the tail feathers on the ground, and the group of the guys were holding the bird up. It wasn't nailed up to anything. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we get wildfires here. Some going on right now down near Halifax County. Natural phenomena, fog, rain. Yeah, not much goes on here sometimes. But other times it's pretty weird. What other weird shit we got going on here? Southern J1 asked, do I have a gun just for safety? Nah, I don't need a gun. Don't really carry guns. I don't really need them. This is the equivalent of Appalachia down in the States here. Or down in the States there. That's what Nova Scotia is quite a lot like. Like, it's very rural. And I probably have an accent to some of you guys. You're probably thinking, what the fuck is he saying sometimes? No, I don't hunt. I got bit by that goddamn tick and it made me allergic to meat for a couple years. On one of my dog walks, I ended up getting fucking bit by that thing. Buried itself right into my right hip. And man, I started getting sick off eating meat and going to these weird fucking spells. I didn't know what was happening. Yeah, it was meat. I thought I was going to go schizophrenic. No, it was just eating meat. Eat deer or any wildlife. Well, yeah, I had plenty of chances to eat deer, fucking all sorts of stuff, but I just don't. I'm a cheeseburger man. I've eaten plenty of beaver, though. That's different. The madness of the U.S. Oh, the U.S. is a blast, man. You guys have a ton of awesome stuff down there. I'd love to go visit the U.S., but don't have the money to do it. No. And the States will be fucking awesome. How does beaver taste? Well, smells like fish, tastes like chicken, but I plugged my nose and I kept on licking. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true. It smells like trout. Get out. My God, there's ghosts. Do you guys believe that? It's so quiet right now. I'm just waiting for something to let out a great big shriek and howl. Now, when I lived over in that weird place called over there, over the South Mountain in the area I live in, man, there was some weird stuff. You'd smell this fucking smell. It was like old burning tires and piss and shit and old dirty wet dog. You'd smell it coming through the windows, and the old people would be like, oh, close your windows. The old man of the mountain's looking for a wife tonight. Well, you know what that was, walking through the trees. I never wanted to see anything that stunk that fucking bad. Until I realized it was my fucking brother-in-law. Or my fucking stepbrother. Gunshots or weird noises in the sky. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen a ton of stuff. I've been out nearly every night for like several years now, just solid every day, every night. At least for a couple hours. You don't always see something, but you'll see stuff about 1% of the time you'll see something. Gunshots or weird noises in the sky. Well, yeah, we got a military training firing range across the river from where I live. So you hear that quite often. People missing their targets all the time, guaranteed. There's something out there with the birds? Yeah, you'll hear the firing range going off. They're firing just the old C7 rocket, or C7 machine guns, or whatever they call. No. No, in Canada now, it's pretty much illegal to own just about any gun. That's why I carry around that big machete. Oh, what you're saying. What you saying, sweeties? Who Ted's boy? Who Ted's pup? Nice shiny coat, soft, poopable nose, and look at that viciousness. For 9 years old, look at that dog. A fine specimen, indeed. For 1 year old, look at this dog. She's an asshole. Oh, she's sweet. I've never been, well, I don't know if I've been to the Canada border, to be honest. The only time I ever really been out of the province was when I was younger, in my early 20s. When I was 17, I went up to Toronto once. It was fun. Better than that, I've been into the lands of Nova Scotia the rest of the time. Went to New Brunswick, did a couple things up there, friends, and couple concerts and shit. Other than that, nah, I haven't really done inside the province. Right, Killer? No, although we do have quite a bit of awesome American stuff coming up here. Like the comedians and shit like that. We get a lot of the guys. Like was it last year or the year before, I went and seen Anthony Jeselnik and a bunch of them. Man, that was fucking awesome. They were doing a comedy show up in Halifax. And this year there's, oh Christ, I think, what is it, the Canada Comedy Fest of some sort. Man, there must have been fucking 100 comedians coming. Bill Burr, all those guys were here before. But I'd like to see Joey Diaz. Joey motherfucking Coco Diaz. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But as a man with mostly white blood in me, fucking I do watch the old Joe Rogan Experience, so yeah. You two fucks, the second I get up to go get in the car and do a drive through a town for these people, you two start acting up and having fun again. Yep, Tom Green is Canadian. His bum is on your lips. His bum is on your lips. Or Daddy, would you like some sausage? Yeah. Record you too. Well, guys, what do you say? We flip off the old live stream for now. We can do the drive through the town tomorrow night. Show everybody. My foot should be in better condition. Fuck. Chris, get a couple more people on here. We'll start playing some bets for the dogs. Yeah, once I start getting tired, I start forgetting what I talk about a little bit. Been up since 6 o'clock this morning, and it's 2 o'clock right now, so. Your Kirmo 1. Oh, scandalous! Vicious beasts. But to all still watching me, guys, I'm going to log her off right now. In a few minutes anyway. I might do that drive through 10 yet. The dogs aren't looking too tired. What do you say, Tubes? Go for cruise the car with Dad? Down that. Maybe we'll circle around town. God, I got a bug in my fucking ear. Yeah, may as well let it go drive down through town for now. Cocksuckers. Ugh. Bug is on my fucking mouth. Oh yeah, I usually have dog treats before I get out of the car. Then we get home, we have Yumsies too. Yeah. Not like some people who probably get peanut butter and put it on their buttholes for the dogs to lick off. Ugh. No, I usually have, I've got bags of freeze-dried salmon and stuff like that I feed them. Then I usually give them a lot of human food, healthy human food. Then in the nights, we'll have a snack of like peanut butter sandwiches. She likes a piece of banana. He likes the pepperoni. I get the mild stuff with cheese for them. So yeah, they eat really good. We'll have turkey suppers, roast beef suppers and stuff, and we'll mix up what's left, what we don't have, and put it in a pot or whatever, and mix it up for the dogs, and they eat good. Eat real good. Oh, look, he's pulling me. That's something new. But yeah, they eat roast beef, turkey, chicken, whatever we don't eat, they do. We don't keep leftovers in the house. It's the best thing to do. If you feed a dog nothing but old fucking dog food, that's... Man, kibble, that's just freeze-dried leftovers from whatever else is something didn't eat. That's just fucking gross. Kibble, it's just a byproduct. Then they add some fats from something in it and squirt in some protein and a couple of vitamin pills and call it food. A dog can't exist healthy off that. If you got a dog and that's all you're feeding it is dog food, you'll notice its nose is almost always dry. There's always skin problems and there's a lot of aggression in dogs that are only fed dog food because they're missing the proper nutrients. Same with cats and cat food. If you feed your cats nothing but cat food, they'll get something called pillow paw. Some cats do. It brings out this genetic disorder in them. But if you give them actual beef, like real meat, that actually has taurine, natural taurine in it, then it will heal that cat. It might not heal it perfectly, but it will heal it up quite well. Yeah. Give your animals good food other than just old bag shit, and you'll have animals that, like these guys. He's 9 years old, and he'll pull me across the ground. Word, Share Bear. Doggy says hi. That's Chewy. That's Willow. And sometimes she'll do this woo woo sound. That sounds like she's calling herself woo woo. They're just sweethearts, dogs. If any of you guys ever was here in Nova Scotia, why these dogs would come up to you and just snuggle the living fuck right out of you. Probably bark a whole bunch and make you think that they're gonna tear your lungs out first, but they're just loving. Ouch, ouch, ouch. How's my car key? This dog's driving. Come on, guys, hop in. We do construction in the parking lot here. Man, traffic's tearing tonight, boys. How am I gonna make it out of here? Oh, Jesus. Well, let me give you lucky viewers the grand tour of Annapolis Royal. Straight from the fucking wilds of Dog Park. Patty's Pup Park. Getting dangerous, son. Junk in my pocket. Fucking t-shirt. Everything else right there. Seatbelts. Seatbelts. Well, thank you. Mazdas are nice little cars, but you gotta watch out. Oh my fuck, wet brakes. Oh, that's a horrible sound. Mazdas are excellent cars, but you just gotta watch out for the center console because they place the buttons right beside where the drinks go, and that shit all flies into there. And the switch in the main door, if any water gets into it, which it will, always does, it ends up farting around, fucking the switch up a little bit. As the great cars, though, if you can find they're made in Japan, you'll never have a problem on the road, unless you do it yourself. So, turn the screen brightness down. There we go. Vroom, 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 vroom. Yes, the roads are that bumpy in this town. So right here's Fort Anne to our left. That's an old historic fort site where there's battles fought. There's a huge graveyard right there, as you can see. Those are centuries old graves. There's the garrison house right over there, and that's supposed to have a ghost upstairs in it. Some sort. For anybody that visits, we have Tesla chargers in town. If you get an electric car. Watch out, Willow, you're getting dangerous. Pull off the switch there, honey. There's a good girl. She's fucking chilling awesome. There's the bar here. Ooh, there's cops. Dangerous. The town hall. What do we have here? Let's go, mugger. No, nice quiet little town. Only a couple hundred people live here. There's the King's Theater. That's like one of the oldest theaters in Canada or some shit like that. I don't know, something like that. It's the wharf we got here that was turned into a sitting spot. I'll turn the camera away from the playground while we drive past it. Something just creepy about that. See the Annapolis River to my left. I'll show you that too. Some nice. They say. Like this area is just filled with historic everything. Right over there's a place that's called Granville Ferry. It's the other side of the Annapolis River. More modern graveyard right there to our right. Can't quite see it, but it's there. It's a pretty small town. To the left is a grocery store. Amazing. Two grocery. Oh yeah, one up there. Their home hardware. Foodland. Man, I miss the old yellow street lights. Something classic about them. It's relaxing. Then you get these fucking white things that you look up at them and your retinas are burned out. See just white dots. Loose ends. Mm. Yeah, it's just loose ends shaking in there. Yeah, I got phone stand and stuff like that. That's what I should be using right now up on my thing. A little easier to. Yeah, a little easier to move around with. There's the foregrounds in the distance. Oh, fucking brakes. Of course, the most important thing is the dog. Willow. Hello, birds. Take it. There we are. See the cuteness of her face. She sees a kitty. There's a store gardens right there. If you could only smell the air driving by here right now. Man, is it nice. All fancy. Oh my god, the flowers smells that come out of that, huh? Yeah, it's not too much of a town, but it is a town. Um, you can even smell the low tide right now, surprisingly. It smells like mud flat farts. Yeah, the dogs are just about ready to go to bed, I think. Put a piece of cheese when I get home and they'll just go fucking crazy and See that cheese tax song? Oh my god! Or dogs even hear me say that more than once? I'm in trouble. Well, anyway, everybody, I'm gonna log off for now. I'm just about ready to pull into the old driveway. Hope everybody has a great night, day, evening, morning, whatever in the time zone. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Fuck, maybe I'll make a rap album or something. But everybody have a good night. Guaranteed we'll be adventuring in the future. There's a lot better stuff to come. Word up.